Hi, my name's Nina Fountain. I'm the workplace strategist at Transform Teams, and today I'm talking to you about how to maintain your team's momentum, top tips for how to get through this time. And certainly 2020 has been the year when we have experienced some lessons in how to build an effective remote team, and almost all industries have been impacted. It's interesting that Forbes predicted even before the pandemic that remote work is becoming the standard operating mode. So remote teams are the new normal, and as leaders we must be ready for the obstacles and the opportunities that this presents. So one of the biggest challenges of the COVID-19 crisis has been maintaining our healthy, high-performing teams to keep our businesses moving forward. And as your team's work and personal lives are impacted by the global dynamic and what's happening with the pandemic, how can we create an adaptive environment that embraces this new normal? As your team's work and personal lives are impacted by the global pandemic, how can you create an adaptive environment that embraces this new normal? And what ways can you keep your team's momentum moving forward, both during and after the crisis? Well, we talk about these tips. We've got 7 tips for you. So firstly, make time for check-ins. Having a team with different experience levels requires that ongoing monitoring and feedback to avoid roadblocks. Setting up a daily virtual check-in meeting does help everyone to stay on track. And it's important to find that balance between micromanaging and showing your team you care, so you can offer the support that's needed for each team member's success. So you may decide to do a check-in at the start and end of every day, but that needs to be customized to your team. Secondly, communication. And communicating clearly has never been more important. Transparency can increase trust, and sometimes the hardest things to say are actually the kindest. So as Brené Brown reminds us, clear is kind, unclear is unkind. Don't be afraid to name the elephants in the room, and your high-performing team will thank you for your honesty and appreciate that you're someone who can tackle the hard issues and build a path forward no matter the obstacle. Thirdly, individualizing. And what do we mean by this? When you have an individual meeting with your staff, you can find out what they need. This is about adapting to their level of skill and working with them at where they're at. So ask questions about what work atmosphere will allow them to best perform. Discuss workflows and benchmarks for productivity. Take time to understand their emotional needs. And having these types of intentional conversations can help build a relationship where team members feel supported and accountable. And obviously the seniority of your staff will be an important consideration here. So a senior level staff might feel comfortable working independently on a project, while a junior level staff may need more supervision and require setting up smaller milestones that allow time for feedback and direction. So get to know your team members and support their needs according to their development level. Fourthly, prioritize. So during your daily team meetings, you want to keep the goals in perspective, and throwing too many tasks in the air at once can really paralyze team members. So instead, focus on what is most important and timely. And instead of anyone getting overwhelmed, it's better if they create an action-oriented timeline and complete the most important tasks first. So instead of anyone getting overwhelmed, they can each create an action-oriented timeline and complete the most important tasks first. Then you want to make time to socialize. One of the toughest parts of remote teams is the lack of physical hangouts. So setting aside a weekly time for team building and simply chatting is really important, and that could be a virtual lunch or a coffee break, just some time for people to talk about topics other than work. Socializing builds that team morale and gives everyone a needed break so they can return to their responsibilities energized and ready to get things accomplished. Some team members may live alone, and sharing that time together will also help them feel less isolated. Our second last tip is to be supportive. So crises like COVID-19 create an atmosphere of uncertainty that can inhibit productivity, and as the leader, you want to support your team. Your support is critical to maintaining their healthy energy and efficiency. Anxiety is sometimes higher than normal when things are not concrete, but your leadership can create that sense of calm by providing structure and a guiding voice of reason. Let them know that you care and you're ready to listen to any concerns that pop up. And last but not least, encourage self-care. This is the need for every member of your team to take care of themselves, read a book, watch a movie, cook a fun meal. And during COVID-19, some people have had to completely change their routines. They may be lacking social activities and outside community. Give reminders that sleep, exercise, and other non-work activities at home are important and help the body and mind to stay calibrated. Mental and physical health should remain a top priority for your team, especially during this unprecedented time where people have been in lockdown in their homes. As we move to the next phase of the COVID-19 crisis, we must prepare for whatever curveballs may affect our teams moving forward. And even when COVID-19 is gone, the economic impacts will be felt for a while. Smart leaders will be working out how to lead a high-performing remote team so that when the future looks different to the past, we remember we can come out of the crisis with a healthy team, knowing that we've got that great performance supporting a strong future for our businesses. Transform Teams can support your team to become an effective remote team, and you can find out more about our remote team master plan by clicking the link in the blog or heading over to the Transform Teams website. Talk soon.